Alabama State Senator Shadrack McGill, I've never heard of him before, but he decided to recently talk about how much teachers are getting paid in the state of Alabama. You know, the starting salary for a lot of teachers is only $39,000. Well, he released a statement and he basically says increasing teacher pay is against a biblical principle because it might attract people who otherwise wouldn't do the job. Teachers need to make the money they need to make. If you double a teacher's pay scale, you'll attract people who aren't called to teach. And these teachers that are called to teach, regardless of the pay scale, they would teach. It's just in them to do. It's the ability that God gave them.
It's interesting that they never say this about the bankers. They never say, hey, a banker, if he just loves being a banker and that's his God-given calling, we'll just do it for any price. We don't have to give them more money. So let's make sure we give them a lot less. Weird, huh? And they never say it about, for example, state senators like himself. Then why don't we cut your pay? And then if it's your God-given calling, then you'll do it either way. No, it only applies to teachers. No. It doesn't apply to anyone else. But if you're a teacher, well, of course he wants to cut your pay because he's a Republican, right? And he doesn't value teachers.
Right. And his logic is so flawed because, look, I care about education a lot. Aside from, journalism and the media, I think education is my second passion. And the only reason why I didn't even consider becoming a teacher is because I don't want to be poor. Like, let's keep it real. I'm an intelligent person. I know that I would be a great teacher. I wouldn't even consider it for $39,000 a year as a starting salary. And they hardly get raises. So, his logic is flawed, saying that if you double the pay, all of a sudden you're going to attract people who don't want to be teachers. No, what you're doing with this ridiculous pay is you're making people who could be great teachers decide not to be teachers at all.
Right. And look, the logic is ridiculous because everybody functions on financial incentives. Everybody knows that. To say that, oh no, the one category that should not respond to financial incentives at all is teachers for some reason. It's your either God-given calling or not. I mean, if you send about priests, then maybe it makes a little bit more sense because if that's really your calling, that, oh, I love Jesus or whatever it is, you're going to do that at any pay. But even they don't believe that, right? But you're going to apply it to teachers and no one else? I mean, under that logic, you can cut everybody's pay. Oh, the cook for the state or the fireman or the cops. Well, if your God-given calling is to protect the people, then you should do it for $5. But I got to make a living, and I got to decide whether I should be a cop or a fireman or a teacher or whatever it might be. Of course it's relevant.